Teammates do the same to win. Play forward, make breaks, one must always score. If it hurts, you ain't breaks, no get you, don't let up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the games after this win it is. Press you again, we're here for the breaks made. Can't everybody keep that 60 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Unbelievable place. Great university. Knoxville's unbelievable city, great people. The passion for football is even greater than I thought it would be. And man, Neyland Stadium, I said it, a couple of years ago, and I still think it's the best football experience for a college football fan or a player in the country.
We've got to raise the bar, and we've got to continue to raise the bar. I don't think any of those young men, when they signed to come to Tennessee, they signed to say they wanted to come and be a part of a 7-6 program. They said they wanted to come and compete for championships, SEC championships, national championships. I know that's what I want. I know that's what Tennessee wants. I know that's what the expectation is. So we've got to continue to reassess everything that we're doing and make sure that we're continuing to move the needle in the right direction.
Oh, it was very meaningful. I don't lose in Florida. So I took that one to the heart. Pretty much take every game to the heart, but yeah, I don't lose in Florida.
I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none.
And you have to not lose the game before you can ever win the game.
Oh my God, we should leave it at that.
Okay.
We should close with that. That is the mind blower of mind blowers.
Good.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Coach Jay.
I think I have battery acid all over my hand. Like, will that kill you? Like, can you die from battery acid?
No, I think you won't die, but, maybe you'll grow like 2 extra fingers.
Okay. So we'll figure something out within the next hour or two. We'll find out if you do die. The light back there is the death of me. It's driving me crazy. But look, we got some fun stuff to get into tonight. We're going to take you all the way to the decision from 4-star linebacker Chris Cole. I feel like because he's only got 4 stars beside his name, some people don't really value it as much. But he is ranked 54th nationally as a player, top 5 linebacker in the country, number 1 player out of the state of Virginia. He was just on campus this weekend. We're going to take you all the way up to the commitment, which is coming around 6 o'clock, and then it's a fan call-in show. We're going to open it up just like always. We're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But let's see who's hanging out in the chat. Carson is here dropping those custom Talkin Balls emojis. What is up, buddy? Isaac Owens is here doing the same. Fubar 2020. He going to lose down there if they play like they did last night. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if he's talking about Tennessee. Tal Richardson having a good time laughing at Butch Jones. Seth is here, says it's Gator Hater Week. It is officially. It started yesterday when the clock hit 0. Papa J's in the house. What's up, brother? Ben Gaylor is here. Also got Christopher Welch, Justin Sanday, David Hall is here. Jason Brown says, let's go. Oh, my goodness. We're off to a rough start again. Wes Marshall is here. What's up, brother? Blitz 621 is here. Walter Weller says, Boogie, you're the man. Love the channel and everyone you bring on. Keep it up. Appreciate that, brother. We got a pretty solid team right now. I think the team we've got right now, probably the best rotation we have ever had. We're going to have a fun night tonight. Let me catch up on some super chats. You guys being generous right out of the gate. We just got started. Noah James for $2. Appreciate that. Says, Dorothy, I believe in this team and coach. Papa J drops 8 to say, Noah, the door fee is $5. I will spot you the rest. Good Lord, let us be better against Florida. GBO. We're going to get into that with the fan call-in portion of the show. God, why can I not speak? Goodness gracious.
Battery acid.
That must be the case. Noah James for 5 comes back and says, I believe in this team. GBO laughing at Papa J. So now Noah has dropped 7 instead of 5 because of Papa J. That's all right. VFL Willie for 2. Could be worse. We're not Michigan State fans. We'll get into everything with Tennessee and Austin Peay and all that good stuff coming up for the fan call-in portion. Joshua Neal becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that support, brother. You guys can join the party. Hit the join button down below. For just $1, you get access to the emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. The more you give, the quicker you get on the fan call-in show, which will probably start around 6:15 or so. But thank you for the support. We appreciate it. Coach, what are your thoughts going into this thing? Chris Cole, he's going to make that decision. The finalists, Georgia, Miami, Penn State, Virginia Tech, USC, and Tennessee.
I'll tell you what I don't think right out of the gun. I don't think that game really mattered to him. You know, I think he was on campus for the coaches. I mean, who's going to sit there and put a lot of stock into a glorified scrimmage, even if you look like crap during that glorified scrimmage, right? You know, we talked about it a lot last night. Tennessee's being graded by recruits and everyone in the country based on what we do in the Southeastern Conference, not on, you know, what we do against Akron, Ball State, Austin Peay, Shady Pines Convalescent Home, or whoever we may be playing in the off week. So I don't think that had anything to do with it. You know, if anything, you know, we sold out Neyland in front of Austin Peay, and to me that would be a plus. But I think it's a bonus that we had him on campus last. I actually do think it was a positive. I think you always kind of want to be the last voice in a recruit's ear. I think that has great value. I think Coach Marie showed great interest in the young man. I know a lot of people are kind of saying he's leaning Georgia. I know the On3 prediction machine certainly has it leaning that way as well. But like anyone, we'll wait and see. I can recall a couple kids recently, Cam Franklin and a couple others that didn't go the way of the recruiting prediction machine. So you never know. Let's wait and see, and hopefully we get a good looking prospect coming home.
It always makes me laugh. It's becoming one of my favorite things when we do these live commitment streams is when I do a promotional post and somebody says, it's Georgia 100%, it's over. And then the next person says, he's going to USC. Why are you doing this? Then the next one says, he's going to Miami. Why are you doing this? So it's like, if it was set in stone, if we knew where Chris Cole was going, then, you know, I don't think it's just some random dude on the internet. We would all be in unison. Some of these we do know, right? We knew don't go in. Yeah. I don't think that's the case with Chris Cole.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of fun on the yacht with me and Snoop. We were chilling and West Coasting and rolling up fatties, but you never know what a kid's going to do. Some of them aren't for that yachty life, so you never know. You never know, Boog.
I kind of let me go through. He took 4 of the 6 finalists. he visited officially over the summer. Penn State, Virginia Tech, Georgia, and Miami. He took an official visit last week to USC, and then he came to Knoxville. And a lot of people I've seen in the chat, a lot of people I've seen on social media talking a lot about the Austin Peay game and how that played out. I agree with you. I don't think he's going into that looking at the Austin Peay game and going, well, I'm not coming here because of this. I'm out. And, I thought it was interesting because you had the delay, right, because of the lightning. They didn't run through the tee. There were a lot of things that typically happen on game day that Chris Cole didn't get to experience. But here's a quote from him about his trip this weekend. Enjoyed the game day atmosphere. He said it was different compared to literally like every game I've ever been to. Just the fans, the atmosphere were crazy on Saturday, and I really enjoyed it. He goes on to say, before I came here, the coaches told me about the atmosphere. I was like, okay, then just the ball walk and all that. It was like, wow, there was 40,000 people already there, ready to go, I guess, like 2 hours before the game. That was crazy to see. He goes on to say it made it a really hard choice for me because Tennessee has everything. The coaching staff is amazing here. They really care about their players. They care about their staff and everyone. And I feel like Tennessee is on the rise, and they're definitely coming for a natty. So those are interesting comments coming from Chris Cole out of the official visit this weekend to Tennessee.
Yeah, very interesting comments indeed, and it sounded like he had a good time. It sounded like he enjoyed his time in Knoxville, and I know I'm up here preaching to the choir, but Knoxville's an amazing place on game day, right? All the pageantry is just beautiful. The Vol Walk is special, and just the air in general in Knoxville, around the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday leading in is really special. It's palpable, and it seems like he gravitated towards that, and I think that's a huge win. Once again, it's why a lot of times we say when we're talking to someone and people are like, oh, you have no chance in him, and it's always like, well, it's all about if we can get him on campus. And that's why, if you can get him on campus, you can get him to see and visualize what Rocky Top is to everyone here, and the magic that entails.
And I love this comment from Dylan Plowman. Brian Jean-Marie took a van ride with him and his family to Knoxville from Salem. Who else has done that? That's as personal as it gets. Anything he's seen, he'll get a chance to play soon. And we talked about that a little bit. I think it was on the fan call-in show yesterday, or it could have been the post game. I don't remember. It all blends together. That's huge, man, because they didn't have the full 48 hours. So Brian Jean-Marie could go visit in Salem, take in his high school game, jump in the van with the family. That's personal. That's intimate. That's relationships. And, we talk about recruiting. Holy smokes, man. Edwin Spillman and Chris Cole side by side. Coach, talk a little bit about Chris Cole as a player. We're going to take a look at a couple of plays coming up here in just a few minutes. But what do you think about this guy, top 5 linebacker in the country, him and Spillman side by side in this defense?
They certainly would complement each other well. They are both really good against the pass, as we're about to see. For those of you that caught the breakdown, Chris Cole can be multiple. He can set up on the edge, pin his ears back, and get back to you. He can line up in the star position and play a little cover and get after you and kind of be a Swiss Army knife for you. He can also line up in the free safety position and play middle field. His home position is kind of that Sam or Will linebacker, but he certainly is a bit of a Swiss Army knife. Very adaptable in coverage, good quick feet, good hips, good hip discipline, and a sideline to sideline linebacker that can get after you, and good length. He's 6'2", 6'2.5", whatever that is right there, but a lanky kid. He seems like he's got good length on that field. So a lot of tools to build upon for Coach Marie for young Cole, if we can get him in the boat.
Let me get caught up on super chats here. Bob King for 5. Appreciate that, brother. As long as you wash your hands with plenty of water, you'll be fine, Boogie. Battery acid is diluted and easily washed away. Well, it was 1 minute before we went live. I tried to go back and fix that neon sign, and I came right back to the computer and sat down and started streaming. So no washing of the hands. We'll see if I grow 2 more fingers or if my arm falls off. I don't know. We'll find out. Claude Brown becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that support. I can't encourage you guys enough, man. There is strength in numbers. If you can afford to give $1, you like the content, the live streams, the videos, you like listening to Coach Jay break down film, whatever it is that brings you to this channel, If you like it, you want to support us, hit that join button down below. We would appreciate it. Tennessee Boy 87 for 5. Why not Tennessee? Greatest place on earth. I agree with that. Man, just a special, when you walk through the tunnel, like there's nothing like it, right? It's like you're walking through all this concrete of Neyland Stadium. It's like 8,000 years old. And then you walk down that tunnel and it opens up, man. Just takes your breath away. We're going to get you all the way up to the decision from Chris Cole. All the regulars that are here every single Sunday night, we're going to open this thing up to a fan call-in show too. So don't you worry. Once the decision comes in, we'll open it up. We'll send out the link. Everybody can jump on, and we're going to start talking about Austin Peay. We're going to start talking about the Gators. It is Gator Hater Week. We will start talking about changed expectations. So stay tuned for that. Buck in the chat, yes, his commitment is at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Supposed to do it on Instagram, so we'll be able to show it to you guys. Man, I dropped the ball because I was waiting to show it. He took a picture with Alvin Kamara yesterday and had it on his Instagram stories, but it's already expired. It's no longer there. But, man, we talked about that yesterday, the impact that Alvin Kamara can have for this football program and the fact that he's back around. Like, he kind of disappeared, but now under Josh Heupel, he's back around this program. He's the face of Tennessee right now, right? I mean, you hope that a guy like Jalen Hyatt goes off to the NFL, a guy that Josh Heupel actually developed and put into the league, or maybe that Hendon Hooker has success or BY has success, so you can utilize those guys in recruiting.
Yeah, the more pros you have playing on Sunday, the better it's going to be. You know, whenever you can get anyone, you know, whether it be Dobbs starting today over at Arizona, although he had a bit of a tough day, or you know, Alvin Kamara certainly is an animal out there, and you know, anyone who's played fantasy football is very aware of what Mr. Alvin Kamara could do. Trey Smith winning a Super Bowl. Whenever you can get a VFL in front of the big shiny lights, you know, it sells the dream, right? It sells that dream to these young men. They were their best players always growing up, coming through high school, and they were told they could make it to the NFL. They dream of making it to the NFL. They want to make it to the NFL. It's why you see those tears starting to roll whenever you see those NFL guys up there on the sideline hearing the national anthem play during the Super Bowl, is because that's the moment they dreamt of since they were a little kid. And whenever you can flash those rings or show a player who made it there, they envision themselves in it. They say, hey, why not me? Why not me? Why can't I go to Tennessee? Why can't I be the next Trey Smith, the next Alvin Kamara, the next Josh Dobbs, Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, whoever it may be?
Got a member chat from MD VAWLS, member for 12 months. Appreciate that. A year's worth of support. I'm grateful. I hope this was a wake-up call for the team. I think we will see a different group of guys on the field in the swamp this Saturday. I hope so. Man, I had a night to sleep on it. Woke up and made the day after video, and man, I was still full of piss and vinegar. I still was not happy.
Did you watch the full game again?
No, I don't know that I will this week. I don't know that I can go. Like you said last night.
I did.
It's so boring.
It helped me, actually.
Really?
Believe it or not, I felt way, way, way better after the rewatch than I did during the initial watch. The initial watch was, you know, boring, had me yawning, had me depressed, you know, moping around, feeling like that meme where the guy's sitting in the room on fire saying this is fine. That was my feeling last night. But after watching the game today, it just, you know, I know we said pace and out of sync and all that last night, but it just seemed like one guy was off every play.
And it takes,
you know,
11.
It takes 11 every play. And sometimes people really, really overlook that. And, you know, I hear the chat, and part of me got starting to think about, yeah, do we not have that alpha player? I heard Cromp talking about it during the halftime show yesterday, and the alpha receiver. You know, I saw all kinds of people saying yesterday that you have zero playmakers on your team, and that's just not true, guys. Like that, you can't judge it off of one game. We got all kinds of playmakers on this team. Was Brew McCoy not a playmaker when he made that catch to set up the field goal in Alabama? Was Squirrel White not a playmaker in the Orange Bowl? Was Tyler Barron not a playmaker? Has Aaron Beasley not been a playmaker all year? I just don't believe that. I think we have playmakers at wide receiver. I think we have playmakers all over this field, but they haven't made those damn plays yesterday. And they made a couple of them in Virginia, but not up to that high par that Coach Hype has set. And I think it's important that uh, that high level of play, that high expectation is maintained, and that we don't accept it. And that's a good thing, Volunteer fans. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Set that bar high, but also don't lie to yourself. We got playmakers. Just don't sell them short, but hold them to high expectations.
Got a $5 super chat from Dim Barnyard Builds. Appreciate that. Do y'all think Joe is too dismissive of his poor performances? He's always like a joking mentality in press conferences. Is that concerning to you? You know, that's something that I talked about in the preseason because Joe is very loose. He likes to goof off and dance and be silly. And I asked how he would respond when adversity hits. Would he be able to be a leader? You know, when the crap hits the fan and your back's against the wall and your teammates are angry and you're angry, everybody's angry and you're joking and laughing. I don't know. I don't know what type of leadership quality that is. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Again, we're going to do the fan call-in show. I know everybody wants to talk about Austin Peay. We got a big-time commit coming from Chris Cole here in about 7 minutes. Wesley Walker's family members live next to me. Was just outside talking football with them great folks. Thank you, Angry Titan, for the $5 super chat. Walker played a good game yesterday, I felt like.
Yeah.
Had a great blitz. Made some big-time hits. There was one where he just shouldered a guy, and I'm like, come on, Walker, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up and, you know, listen to Coach Jay, knees to nuts. You know the spill. Let's do that.
Yep.
We're about 7 minutes away from Chris Cole making his decision. The finalists, once again, Georgia, Miami, Penn State, Virginia Tech, USC, and Tennessee. Everybody thought this was a Georgia-Tennessee battle. All of a sudden, he takes the trip out to USC, the official visit. He visited there unofficially, I think, during the summer, went back out there officially last weekend, and then all of a sudden there was some buzz about the Trojans. There was a lot of talk that it was all of a sudden becoming a USC-Georgia battle, but all of that was coming from USC insiders, from USC media guys. So who do you believe? Well, you guys know who I believe. I think Austin Price is the best of the best. I think Matt Ray at VolQuest is right there with AP. Two of the best are working for On3, working for VolQuest. AP said today, this is directly from him, said, after talking to some people, I believe a lot of the USC smoke last week was more of a smokescreen. I think he had a good time here and he likes Tennessee, but I've always said Georgia has the edge and nothing has changed for me on that end. But then he goes on to say there was some conversation back and forth. He says, I don't know where he is going, but nothing about yesterday has changed my mind that Tennessee was trailing coming in. Have no problem with crystal balls done correctly. There's a difference in predicting without knowledge and a kid telling you, and then the crystal ball comes in. And that's, you know, a lot of people talk about crystal balls. Yes, Chris Cole has 3 crystal balls to Georgia. Those came in. One of those came in July and 2 of those came in August. So that's not a spoiler alert. That's a true prediction. That's what a crystal ball is supposed to be. So it seems like Georgia probably out in front here. But again, the question and the quotes coming out of the visit, man, it seemed like he enjoyed his time. I don't expect a kid coach to come out of a visit and go, that was terrible, horrible atmosphere. I mean, they barely beat Austin Peay. I'm going to Georgia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, worst performance I've ever seen. You know, the sky is falling.
Horrible culture.
Horrible weather. There's lightning hitting little kids, and they can't even run through a dang tee. And you know, their YouTube channel hosts have battery acid on their hands.
Oh.
Awful stuff.
We'll get blamed for this just like we got blamed for Austin Peay.
There you go. Yeah, no, to answer your question, they're always going to be semi-political. Hey, look, these kids have had a couple adults in their ear whispering how to handle these things, certainly when you get heavily in the recruiting game, and you know, they're as political as any head coach out there when it comes to these visits.
Well, look, something I want to do, we got almost 900 people watching live. I want to show you guys the type of player that Chris Cole is. All of you old heads, you guys that have been around here forever know what the deal is. Coach Jay coaches football out on the West Coast. defensive coordinator for high school football, also specializes in linebacker play. Coach, you played a little linebacker in your day, didn't you? You want to put the pads on. You want to go out there and play for Brian Jean-Marie. So something we like to do is take a couple of plays. We do a series during the offseason called Breaking Down the Film with Coach Jay. This is a little glimpse to what that is. We're going to take a look at 2 plays real quick and show you what Chris Cole brings to the table. But I also want to encourage you, we got 900 people watching live right now. If you're brand new to this channel, if you're a Tennessee fan, it's for the fans, by the fans. We're not media. We're not experts. We are here as passionate Tennessee fans. If you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. Videos coming every day. Doing a live stream tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Myself, Eric Kane from VolQuest.com will be hanging out. We'll be breaking down Austin Peay, and then we're going to start looking ahead to the Florida game coming up on Saturday, Wednesday night show, Friday morning show with myself and Coach Jay. Maybe we'll have a program guy on this week. A program guy could possibly be back on the channel this week. We'll see. I don't know. Just a little teaser there. But let's take a look at a couple of plays from Chris Cole, 4-star linebacker out of Salem, Virginia, top 5 linebacker in the country. Coach, what do we got? Let's run it down. We're about 4 minutes away from the decision, so we're going to look at a couple of plays.
I'll try to keep it quick. Small disclaimer. Go check out his full video because the kid had a short 4-minute video. So I don't like to do repeat plays on this. So I had to pick literally the only 2 plays I didn't review. But that's all right because the kid's got a good tape. Right here, we got trips to the top side of our screen. We got a 3-3-5 look from our defense here. And as we talked about earlier, Chris Cole is going to be playing that 3-3-5 free safety position. So he's got the middle of the field, and his responsibility is to defend against that inside slot wide receiver or possibly that S wide receiver in the middle position of your trips formation. Boogie, what I want to focus on Chris right away is just how beautiful his footwork is a linebacker playing a secondary position. If you could just give me 2-3 seconds, just those first little couple back pedal steps we get, and then pause it and just look how smooth his back pedal is for a safety, right? And as soon as he takes that next step, he's going to open his hips perfectly at a 45-degree angle. Gather step, gather 45. Now look, beautiful. If he needs to attack down because the quarterback's running, he can attack down. He's all good. If he needs to start fading deep because the receiver is going to start floating deep, he can do so. If he needs to continue to the sideline, he can continue to the sideline. What's going to happen is he's going to open those hips. And what I love about what he does here is he just puts a small little hand on the wide receiver's shoulder just to go, hey, buddy, I'm here. I'm in your ear. I'm right next to you. Kid panics and falls down. It's beautiful. He gets a nice bat. Beautiful done. And you know what he does? He looks for the ball. Wouldn't it be nice if all of our DBs turned around and looked for the football when it was coming? Chris Cole, show Mr. Haddon how to turn around and look for the ball. Boogie, play the video. Look. Just beautiful. Lets him know he's there. Wide receiver. Taps him on the shoulder. Anyone else catch that little shoulder tap? No PI, just a little, hey, buddy, I'm right next to you. And maybe their foot got caught up a little, but funny stuff.
We're watching a linebacker.
Yeah. And that's the whole point. And like I said, I don't like to show repeat plays, but it should be noticed. He was playing free safety right here. Right here, we see an offset I formation to the top of the screen. We see twins to the bottom of the screen. Chris Cole is going to be playing your Sam linebacker with the big white circle around him. When the ball is snapped, you're going to see the right tackle and the right guard take a quick step. Boogie, if you could press play and just capture that quick step, and that's it. Just that's it. Just that step, pause. Yeah, you see him step down, and we talk about reading the guard tackle. You want to step with the tackle, right? So if they pull, you want to pull around. If they step down, you want to step down. He steps down, but right here, look at his eyes. He is reading that backside left guard that is pulling across the pull counter right here. And what he's going to do is, since he's got a perfect 45-degree angle, he's going to switch that, flatten out, squeeze down the edge and make the play. Boogie, I know we're in a hurry, so let's go ahead and take a look at this nice push pop out. And when you're at a 45-degree angle, I know I posted it on Twitter the other day, when you are flat, right, you can move forward, but it's hard to move at an angle because you have to take another step to move in either angle, right? Any way you're going. If you're playing at a 45-degree angle, you can step down or you can step sideways or you can open up your hips and step back. You can move in 3 directions when you play flat. You can only move in 1 direction. And it's something that takes young linebackers who have only played a year, a little bit of time to figure out. Arian Carter has shown a lot of tackles this year, but has also shown a couple blown plays. And those blown plays have come because, like we talked about in Virginia, he's been playing flat and not at an angle, right? And guess what we know about Arian Carter? He's got all the talent in the world, all the speed in the world, but he played running back his whole life. It's only his second year as a linebacker. Arian, I know, will grasp that concept over time, but the sooner he starts playing at those true angles, the sooner Arian will start being the beast he is.
I've got it muted right now. It's blasting into my ear, but you can see here we got the live commitment coming from 4-star linebacker Chris Cole. Coach, you're a big fan of him, right? I mean, you know, we talk about the recruiting at linebacker. Aaron Beasley, the way he has been developed, I think is a very good selling point for Brian Jean-Marie and the way he has coached up this linebacker room. But then you've got guys like Arian Carter. We saw a lot of Jeremiah Thielander on Saturday. There's a lot of young talent in this linebacker room. You add Edwin Spillman and Chris Cole side by side. How big would that be for Tennessee football?
It would be huge. And you see how important depth is, right? It's been tested everywhere, whether it's a center position, right tackle, left tackle, free safety, strong safety. Heck, I don't care if it's the water boy. You better have someone out there who can back him up on a football field because you're going to need them. We'll take all the linebackers we can get. I don't like the positioning of that Georgia hat in the center middle front there, but maybe I'm just being a little, I don't know, baseball superstitious or something like that. I don't know.
Let's take a look at his comments for his final 6. Let's see. Yeah, final 6. Georgia. Love the developmental part of Georgia. I like Coach Shue. He can develop me at linebacker. I could be the next great one. That's the thing. These kids, man, Georgia comes in, they put on the pressure. You kind of understand it, right? You're talking about back-to-back national championships, put a ton of guys to the league. I get it. Miami says it's like a family legacy. My uncle played there, and I like Coach Cristobal. I feel like he's going to change the program. Penn State, that's like linebacker. I have a great relationship with the assistant coach and also some of the guys on the team. I talked to some of those guys on the team as well. Virginia Tech, great relationship with the whole coaching staff, and also one of my former teammates plays there. I really like Coach Pry and the rest of the coaching staff. It has a great academics. USC, who we just visited last week, I really like how it's the best of both worlds. Great academics and an elite football program too. And then about the Tennessee Volunteers, really love the coaching staff. I love the football team. It's a rising program, and I feel like if I went there, I would be developed as a linebacker. Also, high school teammate Peyton Lewis, also already committed to Tennessee. You think there's any factor there with Peyton Lewis being in the boat? You know he's in his ear every day.
You have to be on that team to know. Is that his boy or is it a teammate? You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, guys. Because if he's just a teammate, he's going to support his brother no matter what he wants to do and let his decision be his decision. If they're boys, it's a little different.
All right, here we go. The decision coming in now from 4-star linebacker Chris Cole.
I want that my team to push me in practice without y'all. Really different. So I just want to thank y'all. I want to thank official recruits, helping me through the recruiting process. And that being said, I be committed to University of Georgia.
I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none.
I would just like to thank Mr. Cole for not playing the stupid hat game that's played out. I appreciate that. Probably best thing a Georgia fan did in a long time. A Georgia player did in the last 3 years.
Look, I told you guys we were going to kill two birds with one stone. So we're going to open this thing up. I'm going to go ahead to the community tab on YouTube. We're going to turn this thing into our regular fan call-in show. So if this is your first time on the channel, you're going, who are these idiots? We just lost another commit. The sky is falling. You want to come on here and talk about it, join the show. Boom. There is the link for the members at Talkin VAWLS Elite and higher. Now we're going to talk about this Tennessee football team. We're going to talk about the Austin Peay game. We're going to have our regular fan call-in show starting right now. So I know we're going to lose a lot of audience, a lot of listeners. That's perfectly fine. But we're going to continue to do our thing like we do every single Sunday night. Let me do a little bit of plugs and chills real quick as we kind of transition the show. As always, smash the thumbs up. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up. Quick, free, and easy. Takes 2 seconds. If you were here just to watch the live commitment, smash that thumbs up. Also, go check out the merch, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. The link is also in the description below. Got a couple of new ones. The Talkin VAWLS letter merch. You can see there those VOLS letters that Danny White brought back are special. Everybody's ripping off the merch, but why not? Why not us? Why not us? Why not now? Why not rip off the merch as well? You can see different styles, color schemes, whatever you want to do. You can customize it. The Big Orange Colt shirts, because we are not a family. We are a cult here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. And there's no better shirt than this one right now. After the way that decision went, why not buy an FUGA shirt? You can get that right there on Bonfire as well. Again, link in the description. Appreciate all you guys that have picked up merch this week. A lot of you guys picked up a lot of stuff over the last couple of days, so I appreciate that support. Tag me on Twitter. I want to see it at Boogie Bentley. When you post that merch, tag me up. I want to see it. But we appreciate the support. As always, thank you to the members. You want to be a part of the family, hit the join button down below. For 99 cents a month, you can be a part of that. Nicholas is a channel member. He drops a $2 super chat. Can't believe we had fire hypo comments. Yeah. Somebody in the comment of the day after video this morning. No, it was on the post game show. I mentioned it on the day after video. Somebody asked about Heupel's buyout so that they could go ahead and fire him.
Well, but yeah, I think it's an important time, real quick though, to talk about the problem of mental disease. Like if you have a problem, seek help.
There's a lot of people that have problems, Coach. You know what I did last night after the post game? I went upstairs, poured myself a stiff drink. I turned on the post-game press conference, and then I stared at the wall and drank that drink, because it is emotionally draining to me to hear and listen to some of these people argue and fight and fuss, and it always escalates so quickly. It's like, I think Joe did okay, and then somebody else says, Joe sucks, and then they go, well, you're an idiot, and then the next thing you know, they're in a fist fight. It's like, we can differ. We can have differing opinions. It's okay. It's okay.
I got to be honest. I was a little nervous because when I got the call up to the bigs from you, it was like, okay, you're going to be on the post game shows. Normally, when Tennessee has that ugly loss, normally Coach Jay is like, all right, I'm going to go on the field and work it out after a loss, right? I'm going to go to work. I got somewhere to focus. But as a fan, you don't have that, right? So what I normally do is I just turn off everything until the next game and then recenter myself. But I really couldn't do that. No, I can't. So, and that's okay though. That's okay though, because in a way, it was actually more therapeutic because I could actually talk it out and kind of work through it as a member of the community. So as much as I hated that, I actually kind of like it. I think it was a bonus. And with that said, go ahead and hit up Orange Sea Lion. I always love him.
A lot of people say too that, that's what we're here for. It's Talkin VAWLS is therapy, right?
Yeah,
after
group therapy.
Game,
yeah,
a loss, you want somebody to talk to. That's what we're here to do. Orange Sea Lion for 2. Guess that commit likes street racing.
Funny comment.
Amazing how funny we turn on them, like just immediately. Tennessee boy, been a member of the channel for 15 months. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the support. Jamie Roberts is the solo star of the show. Welcome. You're a co-host now. What's up, buddy?
There you go.
What's happening, man?
How you feeling
brother.
tonight? Are you mad? Are you full of piss
Hit
and
us.
vinegar? Are you ready to argue with me or Coach Jay? Or is everything okay on this Sunday evening?
So I'm actually very chill about it. I'm sure you've seen my comment earlier where I said, even with all the drops and everything that went wrong, Joe was still over 60% passing. Jalen Wright still broke 100 yards. We're fine. We're going to, for what it's worth, you called it a glorified practice upcoming this past week. And I think the team took that same mindset. We went in there, we walked through it, we went through the motion. We go to Florida next week with a chip on our shoulder, ready to kick their teeth in.
Yeah, amen to that. And just to tag on to that, guys, for those of you, and I have respect for anyone who loves football, whether you played one snap of it or no snap of it. Like I literally, I love anyone who loves this great game that we all love. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. But with that said, it takes so much to get out there and play a game of football, like a lot. Like it takes your heart and your soul. You are going out there. It is a violent, fast, and physical game. And if you don't have both your chin straps buckled up, you will get your head spun. And I don't care who you're playing. That's a fact, I promise. So yeah, I agree with you.
What do you think, Bob? Have you how were you feeling last night compared to today? Have you come down today? You feeling good today? Is the sky falling, Bob?
I did look at I did watch the game again today, and I went back. Do you remember yesterday at the pregame show? I put out my predictions.
Yep.
And I went pretty bold with them. But look at my predictions. If you go back and look at it, I said we'd have 12 TFLs. We had 11.
Yeah, I remember that, Bob.
Okay. I said we'd have three. I said we'd have at least 3 sacks. How many did we have?
Way more than 3. What
yeah.
By the way,
we had 8. We had 8 sacks on that.
7 sacks, 14 TFLs.
By the way, did anyone catch Pierce Dumpster, the left tackle, on his sack? I mean, he put him on the parliamentary side of his ass on that sack. Like, I didn't think I'd ever see that out of skinny James Pierce. He flat-backed that boy. Woo!
Yeah, he did.
Go back and watch that. That was
their center had 2. That's a great comment. Their center had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd said is I said we'd have 2 100-yard rushing backs. We're 5 yards away from that, guys.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the playbook? Because a lot of people are arguing in the chat, and I don't know if they're gone now or if they're still here, saying that they don't believe the Tennessee being vanilla comment. I think it's very true. Coach pointed it out. It's like you're running the hot pass to the outside, you're running the trap play up the middle. That's about it. You did a couple of little things early, and that's about it. It was very vanilla. Now, let me you answer that, Coach. Then I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit.
I just want to. I'm gonna make a left turn on you right now because you're talking about offense. I'm gonna bring up something with defense. All right, we saw multiple times on Saturday the Emery and Henry formation. Raise your hand in the chat if you know what the Emery and Henry formation is. Yeah, Bob, good, because you're old school. I love it. The Emery and Henry formation is when you get trips bunch to both sides, right? And you're asking, and they did it in 2 different ways, right? They had 4x1 and Emery and Henry. And here's how 4x1 works is 5 wide receivers to one side. 4 wide receivers are eligible. 1 wide receiver is not. Emery and Henry is trips bunch to both sides, right? So 2 up, 1 receiver behind on both sides, right? You know how Tennessee's defense responded to both of these junk formations? They responded with base, guys, with base. They didn't jump out. They didn't hot defensive call out of it. They played base. And if you wondered why, when they kept getting in this Emery and Henry bunch to both sides or 4x1 to one side, and they kept throwing that bubble screen that we were throwing, why can they get the first down but we can't? Because we
weren't running that allocation.
We didn't want to show anything. We didn't give a crap. And anyone who doesn't see that, I don't know what to tell you. You don't see that red is red and blue is blue. So
let me play devil's advocate on the offensive side of the ball, because I want to talk about offense, because they tried to throw over the middle a few times and Joe was struggling. So then they just started running that wide receiver screen and that's all they ran the entire game. So did they have some things they wanted to do down the field, but it was very basic, but it wasn't working. So they just said, screw it, throw it out the window. Let's just throw it to the wide receivers. Because if your plan was to come in and run wide receivers screens the whole game, you would have done it from the beginning. But they waited and they changed because Joe was struggling with accuracy. So why did they make the change, Coach?
Sorry, but repeat it one more. Yeah. Go repeat it one more time. Sometimes I gotta digest it twice.
Okay, so when they first came out in the game, they weren't just throwing the wide receiver screen, right? Ahead. If they had just been running the wide receiver screen and the trap play from Jump Street right out of the gate, I would have been like, okay, I get it. But they were running a lot of crossing stuff, some slants, some hitches. They completely abandoned that. They completely abandoned the down. And I use downfield loosely. I'm talking.
Gotcha. I
yards.
wanted you to say it again. I just wanted to say it again. Yeah. Thank you. Here's the reason why. Because they didn't change their game plan, Boogie. That's why. Because their game plan was to jump up early with your big plays and go vanilla after, to go translucent after. And when the big plays didn't work, they still ran game plan. And that's all it was, full stop. Guys, coaches have a game plan. Tennessee's coaches have been, and I've been the first one who said this, at times stubborn to a fault to follow their game plan. Maybe you saw a taste of that today, but yeah, they tried to burn them early, put 6 up, and guess what? If Brew catches a big 17-yard pass early, right? If you don't, and I get it, a lot of those passes were just a little bit behind. Not all of them were on time, right? It was the receivers and Joe Milton working together in synergy, right? Should it hit you on the hands and you should catch it? Hell yes. Should the ball be not thrown behind you? Hell yes. Two things can be true at once, ladies and gentlemen. They just can. But you hit those big slants, you hit those wide open throws. If Thornton catches the ball right in front of him, if he catches the ball a little behind him, he was past the wide receiver. The speed played out. Those are touchdowns, guys. Listen, Tennessee was 5 out of 6 in the red zone last Saturday. 5 out of 6. You change those field goals into touchdowns, we're having a very different conversation. The sky is not falling. Calm down. Do I know if Joe Milton is the guy? I'm undecided. I'm going to be frank with you. I'm going to be really frank with you. I don't know. Am I willing to bury him because of that game? No. I'll bury him on an SEC field, not against Austin Peay.
Well, here's one thing I'd like to bring up. If you remember, you watched the game as it progressed, and I really caught this when I rewatched it. Do you remember our last scoring drive? 52 seconds?
Yep.
I think that was a little sneak peek of what we're capable of. We just weren't showing it.
Yeah.
I think he was doing the short stuff to get the confidence up. I think that's, he went for a couple to build up that score in the beginning, but then he backed off to go back to the basics and go back to fundamentals, get the little short screens, get the offensive line stronger to help protect it, get his receivers out there to work on their blocking skills against a live opponent. But in the end, he's like, hold it, we don't have enough points. Let's go ahead and go ahead, Joe. Go ahead and go get us a quick one. Boom, it's done. There you go, boss.
Yeah.
I really think that's what it was. Is he was saying, hey, you may think this is us, but let's let Joe show you how it's done quickly.
And another thing too, so the one play Joe Milton kept, right? They were playing full coverage on every passing down, full coverage. The one time and they never spied Milton, not once in that game. Not once did they spy or respect Milton. How many Milton runs? How many options did you see out of Milton? None, right? You saw one run the whole game. His touchdown. Why? 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 You think Heupel and them are that dumb that they didn't see that was open? I mean, I just don't believe that. I don't think Heupel's resume leads me to believe that. Once again, I hate to keep beating a dead horse. Is Milton the guy? I don't know, but I ain't gonna call it based off of that Ben and Jerry vanilla play calling we've seen the last 2 weeks.
But like you said,
no one's opinion can convince me otherwise.
Two
And
things
it's
can
not
be
that there
true.
hasn't been bad play. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, exactly. There has been bad play. So two things can be true. The offense was very dumbed down and vanilla. Joe didn't play well. The wide receivers didn't play well. A lot of people on this football team did not play well on Saturday. Jamie, what do you think about that play calling versus how Joe played just across the board? What would you think?
So I got a little choppy there in the signal earlier, but people talking about the playbook being vanilla, this, that, and the other, and they're all worried about next week. For one, Joe Milton didn't just magically forget how to throw the deep ball. Two, if you have questions about our offense, like y'all was talking about a minute ago, just look at that drive right after halftime. We come out, we walk right down the field, we hang points. We're going to be fine, boys. I'm telling you. For all the negatives out there that say, oh, Florida's going to get us, it's going to be the same, oh, we run into Florida and they're going to be in our heads, blah, blah, blah. But get your popcorn ready and watch the show next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair, and Seth, you can respond to this. I think it's fair if Tennessee, like Coach said, y'all bury you on the SEC field. I think if this offense comes out and sucks next week in the swamp, it's time to start questioning what's going on, Seth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. So, I mean, I went over a lot this morning and the day after in my long comment.
I was like, bro, you want me to read a novel? What are you doing?
Yeah, my bad.
I read all them novels, Seth. I read them. You write them, baby. You write them.
Heck yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, I've seen lots of different things, but Joe sometimes just looks spooked to me. Sometimes he just looks spooked. And, you know, we're in today, so I'll try not to look back at last year with Hendon, but Joe has everything available to him to be the best out there. He's got all the tools, he's got the coaching, he's got it. You know, he looked like against Virginia that he was starting to make faster decisions, which was what my concern was with him. Either tuck it or take the sack or get rid of it. But yeah, if we go into next week against a down on their luck Florida team, I know it's still in the swamp, it's late. But if we don't get going quick, it's going to be a problem. And I just don't see how long the Vol Nation is going to let Joe stay in, really. I think eventually the voices will be heard, and Nico might have to come in.
Hey, Boogie, I got a quick question for everyone, and we can go down the chat. I'll call you out real quick. And maybe some of you know, some of you maybe don't know. Bob, what is Tennessee ranked nationally in offense right now? What would be your thought?
Offensively?
Do you know? Yeah, what do you know?
I don't know. I would guess probably. I know it's going to be in the top 5. I'd say it's probably 4 or 5 right now.
Okay, Jamie.
I'd say 4 or 5.
Offense, what are we ranked nationally? Do you know?
I do not know. I do know that the stat was flashed last night that was the fewest points Heupel had ever put up in his coaching career.
Yeah. Adam, I know you're just on, and hello and welcome. But
I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Yeah, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know what the Vols are ranked nationally in offense?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll end it because there's a lot of us on right now.
Is it top 40? Are they top like 40?
Yeah,
30,
I just thought it was interesting because if I were to guess, I would think we'd be ranked higher defensively, but we're actually 24th in defense nationally and 27th in offense nationally. Or sorry, reverse that. Sorry, 24th in offense nationally and 27th in defense nationally. Florida, by the way, if anyone is curious, 4th nationally in defense, 39th in offense nationally. McNeese looked like hot piss last night, but that's a separate topic.
Which you scored what?
let
They
me
scored almost 50 on Virginia.
Yeah, but it was also but the McNeese game last night was also 26-0 late in the third quarter. So that 50-point blowout, whatever.
Let
You
me
know what I
jam
mean?
some super chats real
They
quick.
both didn't look good.
I've been ignoring the super chats. Evan counts for 5. Appreciate that, brother. Just go be the next guy, Chris. You'll never be remembered at Georgia. Sick burn. Thank you, Evan, for the $5. Joe Brown for 2. I now have hope at going 11-1 because Texas, GBO. I'm going to guess what FUF means, but I'm not going to say it, Joe. But I appreciate the $2 super chat. Alex Short for 5. I think running 2 plays because we don't want to show off our stuff is a poor excuse for reality that we are trying to handle Joe with delicate hands. And maybe that's what I was doing playing devil's advocate there. You know, when you're trying to throw the ball down the field and you're struggling, and then you come back and you complete 10 or 11 straight passes that don't go past the line of scrimmage. So maybe I'm kind of playing devil's advocate there with Alex a little bit. VFL Willie for 2. Appreciate that. Also, I did not like all the chop blocks. Dirty. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in just a second here. Alex Short for $5. Thank you for the super chat. If we're trying to hide our playbook, why do we run real plays against Virginia? That's the whole in this argument that we're hiding plays.
Power 5 team. Power 5
but
team.
they still didn't run.
And they were still vanilla.
Preach, Jay.
But if you were to compare them, we ran vanilla against Virginia. We ran translucent against Austin P, and to me that's the difference. But call it what you want to call it.
Oh, dude, yeah, it was like lukewarm tap water against Austin P.
Orange Sea Line, is that you? Why'd you have your camera off? Who was that?
It's me.
You have the best set. Your setup's better than anybody's, and you got your stupid little
man, you
Orange
got
Sea
an
Line.
awesome setup, buddy.
You do too. Why you got your camera off? Your setup's so sweet, man.
Because I don't feel like putting a shirt on.
Well, if we see anything we haven't seen before, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Fair enough, bro. But hey, it wouldn't be the first time somebody popped on the fan call-in show and didn't have a shirt on. So shout out to Cody Branch if he's watching. Dylan Elam for 10. Appreciate the super chat. Not making excuses, but this was Austin Peay's Super Bowl. And to us, they were just Austin Peay. They came to fight. We were sleeping through the rain delay. Just glad it didn't bite us in the win column. Tennessee got the dub.
Man,
let's see what happens this week.
Man, when I was sitting there watching that game, when he was calling timeouts in the red zone, I was like, this is stupid. And then I realized after the game, when I was just thinking about it, I was like, man, he really did what he planned to do, was disrupt momentum and rhythm and minimize the points scored on him.
Best coaching he did all night, really, for their coach.
And they were questioning it, but at the end of the day, it was like, this is kind of smart. It's kind of smart.
I heard somebody comment. I can't remember if I heard it or saw it type. It said something about Heupel never got mad when we got the no call on the pass interference. Do you remember that?
Heupel was mad, and if you watch the post game, he was pissed about the his wide receivers getting called for holding. He was pissed about the PI. He was not happy. Not happy.
He was not happy. I mean, even right there. I mean, I saw him when he was. If you go back and look at the game right after that. You see him talking to the official, and then you saw him throw his hands up. You could see he was pissed as he turned and walked away.
Because y'all wear it out. I got to run here and take this Sunday school class for Sunday night.
All right, have a good night, Jamie. Thanks for jumping on, buddy.
Sir.
The wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, there was that fumble. There was that fumble that they said they didn't have time to check or some BS. There was the pass interference that was terrible. I mean, it was multiple stuff. To me, I think they're just, last year we struggled in the first couple games too, even with Hendon. Everybody's talking about how great Hendon was. He wasn't like that until like the, LSU game and ahead. I think to me, they're just trying to not show too much, trying to get in a rhythm. We got new players on the field. We got new receiver. I think it's going to be a lot better. They just got to get settled in, and Florida is where we're fixing to show more. And that's not even going to be everything we have. I think they're holding out for Alabama and Georgia more than anything on play calling, just to not show too much of what we have. We got incredible receivers. Our running backs look even better than we've ever had in so long. So I think it's a bunch of factors, and people are just getting way too worked up for no reason.
Yeah, let me ask you quick question too, real quick. Let's just say we throttle Florida 35-7. What does this game mean to everybody?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Forget all about it.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Hey
Matt,
guys.
For me, it'd be vindication.
Matt,
For
is
me,
this
it'd be
your first-
vindication.
To
Is this
me,
Matt's
to
first
me,
fan
to
calling
me,
show?
to me, even if we lose,
Yep.
it still means nothing.
I want to get Matt. I want to get Matt
don't know.
talking.
Maybe
I got to
I'm
get Matt
crazy.
talking. I got to get these newbies in here talking. What were your thoughts, Matt, of the Austin P game? Is the sky falling, or are you just ready to move on to Florida?
Yeah, our pets' heads are falling off. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
No, I mean, I think I really think that it's just, you know, we came out vanilla. We came out kind of hiding things, come out of rhythm. That we weren't in good rhythm. You know, I mean, it just everything felt off. We were at the game yesterday, and it just, I mean, it's from the not running through the tee, not having the band playing everybody in. It just didn't feel like anybody came out ready, fans included. And yeah, I just don't think we ever could get up for that game. I think it'll all be different this week, though.
Yeah.
I think I cut you off. What were you going to say, buddy?
It's okay. Hey, I don't have much time. I've got to get to work here at the Big E. Some of you guys know what that means. I just want to put out there, just want to put this out there. What if that was our worst performance of the year? How bad was it really? If we go up from here and it gets better, how bad was this game really? I'm going to leave you all with that. You all talk about it, and I'm getting off.
Appreciate you jumping on, buddy.
Thank you,
for talking.
Brian.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You know,
I think.
Go ahead, Gary.
I think another reason why we went so, as Coach Jay said, translucent with the game plan was all of the chop blocks and holds and all of that good stuff. Everybody remembers Akron and Cedric Tillman last year. Didn't want to get a repeat of that.
They pulled the starting defensive team a minute into the fourth quarter. I don't know if anyone caught it, but I asked about Beasley being injured, and on the rewatch, you can clearly see they pulled him, and you have to wonder. I mean, on rewatch, and hey, listen, everyone. I know that I've gotten a couple razzes in the comments. Like, it is what it is, and the fact of the matter is, when we're translucent, should we still dog walk Austin P? Hell yeah. Did we look bad? Heck yeah. That's true, but everything else can still be true too, guys. There was bad stuff going on. There was multiple cut blocks on the rewatch. There were multiple face masks, multiple holdings, multiple PI.
How about that guy that threw our player down and they didn't say nothing about it?
Yeah,
too?
there were three guys on him.
It was just
bad.
Yeah.
That's why, you know,
when they cleared benches.
The super chat about them playing dirty. They were playing dirty.
Sometimes as a coach, just want to get the hell off the field. You know what I mean? Like, take your win and go home.
Hey, Coach, where'd you say we were ranked defensively as of right now?
I believe I had 20.
I think you said
24th, I believe.
24th.
And,
what we ranked at the end of the year last year?
I don't know. Although
127.
I will give it a caveat that, you know, it's Virginia and Austin P. But yeah, I get what you're saying. We still looked bad against crap teams on defense in the back end last year. So I wanted when I watched it live, I wanted to be mad at Slaughter for doing the same bull crap as last year. The kid fell down, and you kind of had to give him a pass, because before that, had we ever heard his name this season? Like, no, which is usually a good thing, right? So,
right.
I just wish Haddon, and I gave him a pass first game. Now it's like, turn around, buddy. You saw what it did. You got to pick the time you turned around. You and moving forward, you know what that does. Flip your damn head on a swivel and play the ball. Period. I want to see it from here on out. After Mr. Haddon, turn your dang head around.
Now, late in the third quarter and during the fourth quarter, I did see a lot more flocking to that ball. 3, 4, 5 defenders just converging on the ball. Whenever they went for a run play or a short pass play, screens, they weren't getting very far. So I think that's where they're starting to get in their groove, and the game got ended before they got there. I think that's more things that Coach Hype is going to take care of during this week.
I think everyone agrees the defense looks better on first glance. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the swamp.
The run defense is insane still. Like,
Yeah.
how many yards are we giving up on defense on the run? I mean,
not a lot.
Can't be much. Yeah.
No, they were like top 10 nationally when I looked at that.
Yep.
So yeah, they look.
So these teams that can't pass, they're gonna struggle with us.
I really going back to the Kamal Hadden thing. It's a great teachable moment because you have self-contained in one game. Here's what happens when you don't look at the ball.
Yeah.
Here's what happens when you do look at the ball. Show him that every single day this week, and just remind him this is what you can do when you look at the ball.
But you got to go back and wonder if that's coaching. Is Willie Martinez coaching them to play the hands? I asked Kaner this on a Monday morning show. I said, Eric, are they coaching to face guard? Because he said it certainly appears that way because your DBs are face guarding, and then when the wide receiver raises their hands, DB just throws his hands up, and that's it. And it certainly appears to me that is coaching, not Kamal Hadden out there going rogue, doing whatever he wants to do.
That's what I'd say. The other defensive backs are not turning. It's not just Hadden. If you go back and look at the game, they don't turn at all. And when you look at like how they actually run their defense, it's very similar to I've forgotten the team now, but basically the thought process is don't look for the ball because you could lose it. Be safe and try to knock it away or get your hands in their eyesight so they don't make the catch rather than trying to put it in
football.
Yeah, they're playing the player, not the ball.
Bob, what does your shirt say? I have to know.
If you're not angry, you're not paying attention.
Did you wear that intentionally tonight? I'm just curious. Did you wear that intentionally just for this Austin P game?
I took my shower this morning and I threw it on. I said, "Yep, that's the one I'm going to wear."
Wait a minute.
This feels right.
Hold on a second, Bob. You didn't take your shower and get out and say, "I'm going to be on the Talkin VAWLS fan call-in show tonight. I better put on orange because if not, 78 people in the comment section are going to crucify me and tell me that I'm not a Tennessee fan." Like that's just what I thought happened around here.
Boogie, they only care about you when you do that, nobody else, buddy.
Oh, that's weird because Seth doesn't have on orange. Matt doesn't have on orange. Nelson, Robbie, Adam's got a little orange on. And Gary is.
The difference is, Boogie, we don't have the time.
I can get a t-shirt on if you want me to.
Yeah. Hey,
clothes.
Hey,
Lucas.
Hey, Lucas, you were at the game. You were at the game, right, Lucas?
Yeah.
Give me a second.
What, in your opinion, what was the biggest problem with the game as you saw it for Tennessee on Saturday?
I really think they just overlooked Austin P and was looking forward to Florida. And I think Joe Milton signing that big McDonald's deal just, I don't know. I think he was kind of over.
Is he full on Big Macs?
Yeah.
No, it was the Beats deal.
The Beats.
Yeah.
To touch on
you know what?
Lucas's
He went with the honey mustard instead of the hot mustard. Everyone knows you get the hot
sweet and sour
sauce.
Honey mustard,
sweet and sour, right?
What are you talking about?
No, man, hot mustard all day long.
No.
And I think the weather delay had them messed up too.
Yeah,
you know what though? It's all ifs. It's a bunch of freaking excuses. I don't freaking care. Let's go. Do I need to pull up Jocko Willink so we can watch it? Oh, a little bit of lightning hit the stadium. Good. The band didn't open up the tea for you. Good. We didn't sing the national anthem. Good. You have a job to do. Go freaking do it. Stop blaming the media and content creators and Boogie Bentley. I think he's a great dude. Stop blaming Boogie Bentley. He is a great human being, but you want to blame him because Tennessee called this a glorified scrimmage. Get over yourself, bro. Like, good. You have a job to do. Go do it. Like, I don't care about your excuses. Go do your job. What happens if lightning hits in the swamp? We gonna excuse that one too? Somebody better step up and play some dang football on Saturday, or we're gonna be real pissed next week.
Yeah.
I don't think
got you on that. Eating too many hot dogs.
Yeah, I don't think it was as much of us overlooking them. I believe it truly was just a perfect storm. They knew we were going to go easy on them. We were, not going to go full on out. We were going to play a vanilla offense. They chose, a few plays to really focus on, and of course, those are the ones we like to run when we're trying to be vanilla. And they drilled them and drilled them and drilled them until they got them perfect. I don't care if there's a big skill gap. If I know what you're doing, I'm going to be prepared for it. And that's what they did. Yeah. And they went aggressive, and it just worked out for them. It's literally just a perfect storm of a situation. But you notice very quickly when we stopped playing vanilla and we kind of opened it up a little bit, put a little bit of the foot on the gas, suddenly there's that 52-second, drive. I see so many people freaking out about it, but it's really just, you have to understand the context and nuance of the game a little bit more.
Let me catch up on Super Chats. I do want to say the link is out for all channel members. So I know I see Rocky Top Rules in the back. We're going to rotate him on in just a second. Try to do the best I can. Some of you guys that have been on from the beginning will rotate you off the show. Bring some of the guys in the back room on the show. I'm only allowed to – I wish I could have 70 people on here and just be complete chaos. But we got to rotate. But let me hit some of these. Jerry Miller, a member for 11 months, man. Appreciate that, Jerry. And I love the emoji there, or the what's it called? It's not an emoji. What is that? His profile picture? Avatar. That's the word I was looking for. Hyba looked to be calm. Besides the ref BS, he played that well. Made us look incompetent, so Florida will underestimate us. I don't know about that. We will dominate in the swamp. I bet. I hope so. I hope you're right. Carl for 5. Appreciate the super chat. Was the vanilla offense a way to get Ross's confidence back after last week? Also, it gave Campbell a chance to get work in a game situation. Ross.
He's still shanked
Hunter.
Oh,
he shanked one at the very beginning, but then every single other one was just beautiful.
I can't imagine you go out there and lay an egg on offense so that Jackson Ross can come punt.
He'll
punt in practice.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Dylan Elam for 2. Appreciate the super chat. By the way, the head ref is a Florida grad. They were garbage. They were absolute trash. Said Justice for 5. Appreciate the super chat. Brother, why hide things and play vanilla before Florida when we never did last year? Y'all think we open the playbook more in the swamp? Got to catch the ball, though. It's full steam ahead in the swamp.
Full also steam played ahead. Pitt last year.
Yeah. There's a big difference. I yelled at X.
The playbook was already open.
Yeah, because you're playing Pitt. We got to rotate some people on. Look, a lot of people are trying to come in the back room, so I want to rotate guys off. Bob, I appreciate you coming on, brother. Any final thoughts on the way out the door?
Look, I've been pulling for the Vols since 1972. I have seen the best of our years, and I've seen the worst of our years. This is nowhere near the worst of our years. We are still at the top of our game, and I truly believe Hype is the man. Give them all credit. Give them all your support. And don't be a fair weather Vol. Be a VFL. I'll see y'all later.
Bob, it's always a good time having you on the show, buddy. I think you're fairly new to the channel, but, man, he jumps on these fan call-in shows, always has a good time. Lucas, give us your final thoughts. I'll bounce you, and we'll continue to make room for some more people to jump on here.
Let Lucas stay. I'll bounce out.
All right. Well, you give me your final thoughts, Robbie.
There you go.
I think we will be fine. Did things need to get worked out? Sure. It's week 2, guys. It's not like they play all year round. But at the same time, things do need to get worked out, but I think we'll be fine. Tomorrow is another day, and this Saturday is Florida. So they're going to practice on that, and they'll be ready.
I hope you're right, brother. You're always in the chat, always hanging out in the comment section. Appreciate all the support, buddy. Thanks for jumping on with us.
See you guys.
I'm gonna bounce as well. My little girl's travel ball practice is about over, so
There you
Oh,
go.
what a horrible dad in the car.
Good
listening to
lie.
Boogie.
Good lie.
Well,
Oh,
I'm in the car because baby boy.
Yeah.
okay. Dad of the year
Yeah,
now.
that's
There you
right.
go.
That's right. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Appreciate it, guys.
Have a good one,
Thanks,
Matt.
sir.
Appreciate you
Keep
jumping
it
on,
up,
buddy.
Boogie. Yep.
Got it.
Feels like there was a lot of teams that struggled this week.
There was.
Yeah, that's another thing.
The
Is
entire
like
SEC struggle this weekend.
not only
It's
that, but
crazy.
I mean, Ohio State played Youngstown State and won 35-7. So it's like we're not the only team that had issues with FCS school this week.
Kentucky had issues.
Lost. I mean,
Yeah.
kept it low.
But Kentucky always has issues. Pancakes.
So did Arkansas.
Cupcakes, I mean.
So did Arkansas. So did Clemson. You know,
South Carolina was losing to Furman at one point, like badly.
Week 2 is famously called Overreaction Saturday, right? That's why it's. I mean, come on. Like,
You know what's funny, Coach? You talked about rewatching the game and kind of calming down. Like I watched, I can't remember, I don't remember all the shows. SEC football final, that's what it is, where they kind of do a little glimpse of every SEC game. I was watching that today while I was getting the stream ready. They completely acted like everything was fine. Like their exact words were, and I put it in quotes so I would remember it. Tennessee started slow, eventually got things going, got the W, and then they moved on. That was all they had to say about it. Like there was no concern.
You know, I always like to give everyone like all the Trojan and UCLA's view on us in here because I live in Southern California. And all of their comments were, good job. You did what you were supposed to do. It's Austin P. Who cares? Maybe don't overthink it.
Yeah. Remember
We're
last
just
year when
psychotic
Georgia
fans,
struggled
man.
against Kent State?
Yeah. I think every Volunteer fan, though, is, you know, they remember that we scored touchdowns, not field goals in that game, though. You know what I mean? So, what?
I mean, it's always
what
a good Saturday when Alabama loses.
I enjoyed that greatly, actually.
I briefly considered calling Texas UT for a week just to honor them. Briefly.
Halfway through
There
the
you
game, my section started leaving to go watch the Texas-Alabama game.
I'm still not sold on Texas.
Really?
No,
I just
not at
watched
all.
the highlights. There's a big difference between watching the highlights and watching the game. I've not been
You
able
know
to watch
why?
the game
Because
yet.
they look like crap against a subdivision team week 1. So why would you believe in them?
Is Bama that bad?
I don't know. They beat Alabama, Coach.
Yeah, but
do we need to run down the numbers?
I'm making a
21 game home winning streak is over.
Damn it, Boogie! I'm making
regular season wins.
I'm making a point that the dumb, stupid games don't matter.
Sorry, I tried to steal your thunder. I was going to yell
All
at
right.
you. I was going to yell at you.
That's my alma mater lost 45-0 last night. So.
If you guys don't see the comfort level, like Coach Jay just used to be a fan call-in show guy. Now he's cussing and yelling at me.
He's
like, don't bury the lead, Boogie. I'm trying to tell a joke.
Yeah, fooling.
I say that about my alma mater without disclosing it's Carson Newman, and they lost to ETSU.
Hey,
so it's
greatest
like,
Carson
okay,
Newman
whatever.
linebacker of all time, Eric Kane, ballquest.com.
We'll go with that.
Shout out Kaner. All right, let me catch up on Super Chats. We're having too much fun. Homegrown Cowboy for 10. You ball fans are taking this Austin P game too hard. My team didn't look great versus Rice. Look what happened last night. There's more examples. Who played Rice last night?
I think it was
Houston. Is there a Houston fan in the chat?
Oh, who did Rice play last week? That's what I feel like. That's what.
Week 1.
That was Texas.
There's a Texas fan in the chat. I love it. I'm here for it. Thank you for the $10, Homegrown Cowboy. Appreciate it, brother. So I guess that's going hand in hand with what Coach Jay was trying to tell a joke about while I yelled at him. Samuel Reiner, Custom Knives member for 16 months. That's a lot of support, brother. Appreciate that. I think we just overlooked this team. Plus, Vanilla. Man, that word's getting thrown around a lot tonight. Papa T, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the chat. $20 super chat is not cheap. I agree with Coach about Haddon and the DBs. I was at the game telling guys they are getting PIs due to not turning around. Tennessee poor play was due to 5 p.m. kickoff, vanilla offense, rain delay, not getting hurt, and opponent.
Man, sometimes vanilla is awesome. You just got to go with it. There's all kinds of things you can add to vanilla. I mean, there's a lot of ice cream flavors that are based on vanilla.
You better have some cookies in it, some chocolate and peanut butter, something. If you're going vanilla, you better have something up your sleeve to make it taste better.
Better have something in the freezer.
Man, I was having a lot of flashbacks back to Jarrett Garantano days where they were running the same plays and going nowhere. But for them, it's they pulled it off. So I was happy to see that, man.
But isn't that the difference, though? Like, not to say we're spoiled because we freaking beat Austin P 30-13. This is a Georgia State type game, Austin, and Tennessee came out with the W. They played like absolute trash. They still got the W, and now we move on to Florida.
Yeah,
I blame X for telling Vols JP, what if it's like the Georgia State game?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put that out there.
Let's blame X. He's not here. He's
But,
not working.
yeah, I mean, Butch Jones' greatest fan. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's his fault.
I do have. Now, sometimes I do have to pull for Rice. I mean, I hope Tennessee never plays Rice because my cousin's husband coaches there.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Pretty
Coach at
cool.
Rice. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, whenever you're around any Division I coach, they tend to know their stuff, unless they're Butch Jones.
He's pretty good at what he does. I think he's a good coach.
I gotta go. What is X doing? I sent X the link. I wonder if his feelings are so hurt.
He's afraid. He's afraid of what we'll say to him.
Yes, I think I've scared X away from the channel. Let's see if he let's go see if he read it. Let's see if he read the comment. Nope, he's not seen it. He's not seen it. So he that makes me.
He's busy.
At least he's not. His feelings aren't hurt. That makes me feel a little bit better. Hey, we got to rotate some guys. Lucas, give me your final thoughts. I'll let you bounce, brother. I got to get some people on here. They're trying to shill me for more money. Upgrade if you need more people backstage. What do you want from me? You want me to pay more? You want me to pay more? What are we doing here? You want me to pay $35 extra a month to let more people backstage?
All right, guys, that's one
Hey,
Talkin VAWLS
Discord's free,
elite.
man.
Or watch party. That's one Talkin VAWLS watch party right there.
Somebody's going to have to join the channel and all it's doing, like, I know this is funny because we goof off in the fan call-in show. They want me to pay $35 more per month. I get full HD to see my ugly face on screen. I get an extra camera that I'll never use, and I can add 2 more people backstage. That's it. Thanks.
Not worth it.
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't really.
Hey, Boogie wanted to make that like a live stream last night and watch the whole game, watch party that
Coach,
game.
come on.
Imagine what a crap show that would have been, guys. You would have had
God, I would have paid.
You would have had Coach Jay throwing crap at the wall. Like X would have been, peeing in the corner,
I
mad.
would have paid money.
I
for
don't
this.
know. Yeah, I mean, it would have been entertaining. It would have been a crap show.
Like
but
you guys really like it would like somebody just who just said they would pay money for that. It's going to take a lot of money. Like look at the post game show. We did really good business on the post game show. Sometimes I have to make business decisions. I got to make business decisions. If we had been live during, I don't know if it would have worked out the same. I don't know. I got a couple
real quick.
Wait, go ahead. Dougie.
I'm getting ready to go to bed. I gotta get up at like 3:00 in the morning. So, I wasn't too excited about the way we started off, but a win's a win. I would have liked if we would have beaten a couple that we did, but I think what happened was we just got too focused on Florida. Seems to happen every year. We always play a nobody the week before them, and I think we don't have anything to worry about. I think we're gonna beat them by like 3 touchdowns next week. So. But,
I hope you guys are right. I'm so terrified of Florida now. Like battered ball syndrome is real, Dougie. It's real, brother.
Full effect, man.
I mean, if you think about it, Tennessee did us a favor because now the gambling line will be tighter. And
it
we won't
opened
have
at
to
8.5.
win by as many
I think it's
points.
still now like 7.5. It didn't change much.
It was 7.
You know why?
Like 2 weeks ago. Now it was 8.5.
But you know why? Because Vegas doesn't overreact.
Exactly.
And I'm still in Vegas. Maybe I should go put some money down.
There you go,
put
Trucker Dougie. Go get you
put
some.
500 on Tennessee covering, Dougie,
There
and
you
don't
go.
blame me if
Boom.
you lose.
Yeah, I love my balls. Look at that phone pop.
Not financial advice.
I'm actually losing a bet right now to my brother.
Don't take my financial advice. Just look behind me. I spend money on the stupidest crap.
They'll give you
My
2
Bears
free
are getting
drink
stomped by Green Bay.
Oh,
I've got a
My
friend
Bears
at the
are being.
Bears game.
If
Oh,
we
that's the
go in,
game. I'm sorry. Yeah.
if we go in on
Yeah, we're
Saturday,
down
and we score,
37-14.
Yeah, I'm
if we go
watching.
on Saturday and score first thing, this game this past Saturday, I'll forget all about it. We go in, just take care of
What
business.
time is that
We'll
game
take
anyway?
turns.
Saturday night.
6
7
o'clock.
o'clock. 7. Well, wait. What?
6 o'clock
If I'm on the
Central.
West
Sorry.
Coast, it'll be all
Sorry,
right.
Boogie.
There's only one time zone, and that is Eastern time zone.
I
Ask
guess.
Coach Jay. Coach Jay mentioned his time zone, and before I could respond, apologized to me for using California time.
I know, I did. But I still get to wake up first thing in the morning and watch football. So there's that.
That is
Yeah,
true.
dude, I'm on Central
I'll
Time.
be in
so
California tomorrow.
The kickoff was like 10 a.m. for me, and I was already drunk by fucking
Yeah.
time.
Oh, wow.
It can be rough, dude. It can get ugly.
Game day came on at 6. That was
Dude,
nice.
guys, the last, I think it was like Eric Berry and Crompton, the last UCLA Tennessee game I went to was that game. It was like Fulmer's last year that we lost in overtime to UCLA, and I was pissed off. I had
shouldn't
a
have lost
broken
that
leg.
game.
Yeah, no, I know. I had a broken leg. I was all pissed off in the stands the whole time, and it was just a complete crap show. But man, I think every person I knew who was at that game, and it was like a 2:00 game, was just so shit faced they could. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, Boogie. Could barely walk by like noon. It was ugly. It was just like one of those. It was like one of those nights where it's like everything weird happens. Like someone gets in a fight. Someone's like girl cheats on it. You know, just one of those crazy nights, but a memorable night. But man, I was pissed off that night. Eric Berry had a nice pick, and Crompton looked like crap. God bless you, Crompton. I do love your show.
Their
that
halftime
you
show's
do during
great.
halftime.
I listen to
it's
it
amazing.
every week. Every week I listen to it.
I just remember just one of my dear mentors in football that I learned so much from. I hobble over in my crutches at halftime, and he looks at me dead in the eye, and he goes, "Your offense sucks, man." And he doesn't ever even talk like that. It just like, I know it sucks doesn't sound like a terrible word, but he's very old school proper. He was just like, "Your offense sucks," and they did suck that year.
All right, we got to transition. Lucas, if you and Trucker Doug, you can bounce. We got a couple of people in the back that I want to get on.
Yeah, I was.
Y'all have a good one.
I can
Later,
go
buddy.
anyways, but if the wide receivers will catch next week, we should be good. Because they dropped a few passes. See you, Boogie.
Later,
See you,
Lucas. Thanks
everybody.
for jumping on, buddy. Appreciate
Bye,
it,
Lucas.
buddy.
Take care, Luke.
All right, let me add Eric and Kenny on the show, and then let me jam some super chats real quick. Brian for $10 says entry fee and a funny tidbit. The police escort for the refs took the turn onto Cumberland Avenue, literally screeching tires at what seemed like 50 miles per hour. Kind of wild. Look, I didn't talk a whole lot about the referees because Tennessee played like crap, but gosh, they were awful. They were really bad. I saw Wayne. Wayne was talking in the chat earlier. That was an SEC crew. I'm pretty sure that was an SEC crew last night. That makes it even, was it ACC? I thought it was SEC.
Yeah. Painter said this said on his podcast it was SEC.
That's where I probably got it too. It's probably from Kaner because I was listening to that today. So I thought it was SEC too. Regardless, SEC, ACC, gold jacket, green jacket. Does it really matter? Jim for 2. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Nothing to say, just a tip in the tip jar. Who's blaring a TV? Hold on a second. I got to call somebody out. Oh, it's Kenny. Kenny's in trouble.
Oh, damn.
Kenny's going to have to go mute the
TV. I've never seen in a football game where they didn't go look at the replay because they said they didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
That
was a fumble.
Weird.
And it was a clear fumble. Like, clear fumble.
Yep.
Wayne for 5. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Tired of hearing vanilla. Hope to see some Neapolitan this week in the swamp. I don't want Neapolitan. I want vanilla with some cookies in it. Maybe some Oreos.
Some like chocolate chip cookie dough.
What's the go-to? What are you putting in your vanilla ice cream? This round table. We like to talk about food because I'm fat. I love food. What's everybody putting in their vanilla ice cream?
Oh, bro, it's either cookies and cream or chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh yeah, both of those good options. Solid choices. What about you guys?
Cinnamon and brown sugar.
Oh wow, that's outside the box,
different.
That
It
sounds
is.
amazing. Who said
It
that?
is.
Caramel or chocolate.
That's outside the box. I like it. Caramel? That's
Salted
not a bad
caramel
option.
pecans.
That's not bad.
You
I
can't
like
beat
it.
that.
I like it. I'm good with that.
I like it. Yeah.
Anybody
Don't
else
do
got
too much.
anything?
If you do that, don't do too much cinnamon. You'll choke to death.
You guys want to do the cinnamon challenge real quick?
Done it. I ain't doing it again.
I'll pass.
No.
Poor BVD. Gosh, he's such a boomer. I have to message him the link because he doesn't know how to go to the community tab. Bless his soul.
Love him. Gotta love him. Love BVD.
The
X
atmosphere
said, "Yeah, I'm going to
last
sit
night was
this one out. I think X's feelings are hurt."
Oh.
Where you at, BVD? There you
X,
are.
come back.
All right, there you go. BVD's got the link. I'll have to kick somebody though. I'll have to kick somebody if BVD wants to bounce in. Let's see who just jumped on. Kenny, you just jumped on. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Are you upset? Is the sky falling, or is everything okay?
Well, the sky's not falling, but I was pretty upset. That game just reminded me why I want Nico. Same thing going back to 8 months ago when we were talking about
Talked about this, Kenny. We talked about this.
I know, and y'all had me, but then I just saw those throws over the middle, and I kept seeing too high, behind. I'm just like, here it is.
Man, remember when Hendon Hooker did that last year? Because I do.
A lot of people don't, Gary. A lot of people
They
don't.
do, yeah, that's true. But like I said, we'll come to the Florida game, which is what I said a couple months ago, that will make my decision. But right now, I'm sticking with the Joe train with y'all. But I don't know, man. I just think that he loses it, and when he loses it bad. He can't just stick in the moment and ride it out, and that's what aggravates me about him.
What do you think, Eric? I can see you're ready to fire out, and come at Kenny aggressive.
Here's what I say to the Nico lovers. I mean, he's going to be. He's not yet. He will be, and I think we all realize that. But here's the thing with a freshman. I mean, he's still going to have freshman mistakes. Everybody's going to have to take a big, deep breath and live with the mistakes he's going to make, regardless of the talent, the arm, the processing, going through his progressions and his reads that sound like he's already doing things a sophomore quarterback would do. He's still going to make those freshman mistakes in game moments. And you're going to have to be willing to accept that if we go to Nico. I think Joe will be okay. I think the vanilla game plan yesterday was part of Josh maybe holding something on close to the vest under his hat, so to speak. I do think maybe he stayed away from some of the bigger throws downfield and some of the bigger explosive plays to not expose a lot of our offense. But I also think that Joe does have that. He's got that live arm that he's got to keep under control. And that's going to be the theme all year. This team goes as far as Joe's arm will carry us. And we've known that, all off season going into this season. It's as far as Joe Milton can take us. And I don't think the sky is falling, but we better be ready for the swamp. I live in Florida, and I know what it's going to be like this weekend in the swamp. So we better be ready.
I was watching Coach's
I love
face.
the chat. It's undefeated.
It is undefeated.
In the
I was watching
chat.
Coach's reaction too, and then I look at the chat and I'm like, oh, they're all over this. Does anybody want to bounce? We got 10 people on. BBD's in the back room. I would love to get BBD on. If anybody's like, I'm done, I don't want to talk, I'm sick of this nonsense, I'm out of here, somebody step forward and we'll get BBD on here too.
I'm going to go. Sorry if someone wants
Yeah,
to
I'll hop out, man.
do it first. Okay.
I'll take it easy.
All right, appreciate you jumping
take
on,
it
Austin.
easy.
Have a good night, buddy.
Glad having you. My only thought of this is, okay, so I tried to do it a little last night. I tried to open up when I'm on here, let my battered ball syndrome out and all that. And I'm on both trains, right? Like Joe, Nico, I'm on them both. Like, whoever leads me to victory is who I want. I'm a Vol fan through and through.
Yep.
Whoever's getting it done, that's who's getting it done. Bottom line, right? But my biggest worry with Joe is when you coach football. And this is something God dang it! Sometimes I can talk too much on here. But I happen to know one little thing about Nico, guys, and here's what it is, and it's also what kind of scares me about Joe is. I've heard from people in the know that Nico is a gamer, not a practicer, right? And you keep hearing about how good Joe is in practice.
Joe's the opposite.
And I've seen, gosh dang it, I've seen so many kids on practice fields in my life that are the exact same, that either are tearing heads off and comfortable in practice, or the exact opposite. And is it that simple? Is that what it is? It remains to be seen.
Look at Hendon.
It's
Look
what
at Hendon.
scares me.
It was the reason why Joe beat out Hendon. Same
Yeah.
exact thing.
Same as like you said, Coach. I mean,
When you're not
Yeah,
under
and-
pressure and you're
Yeah.
making the throws in air, you're fine. But when you dwell on not making a throw and it leads to 4 or 5 or 6 bad throws after that, that's the problem.
Dylan wants the
Yeah.
answer right now, here and now. Dylan wants the answer, Coach. I know the answer. I already know the
Nico.
answer. I already know the answer. If you lie, I'm going to call you a liar. In front of everybody.
well, I mean, it's like Coach
I
said
know
last
that.
night.
Nico.
If Nico's the type of guy you could throw out to the wolves and he would come back with the wolf pelts.
I want it to be Joe, but damn it, I would start Nico. I think you got one, guys.
Yep.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
See?
And if Joe proves, listen, if Joe proves my ass wrong, I will be the first one chanting him on. I want him to prove me wrong. I want to be the crowd in Rocky IV, the Russian crowd that starts rooting for Rocky with Joe. Damn it, I want to be that. I want to be it more than anything in the world, and I want that for Joe. I'm not ready to bury him. I am not. I think he's gotten a bad rap at
I am.
times in the first 2 games, but
We want to see Joe succeed. We
Damn it, I
see
want him.
Joe
I
succeed.
want it for him.
When
will you be?
Coach
No,
me. Sorry.
no.
Over and over. If Joe
Go
doesn't
ahead, BVD.
succeed,
Go ahead.
it's going to be a bad year. That's
Go ahead,
it.
BVD.
No, it won't. It won't.
Yes, it
If we
will.
do it soon, if we do it soon enough, it won't.
But that's the problem, Kenny. I don't think they're going to do it soon enough. I think the leash is so long on Joe that if we see
It's
Nico,
gonna be long.
it's going to be a loss to Florida in the
It
swamp.
should
It's
be
going to be a
long,
loss
too.
to South Carolina. That's the thing, Kenny. Like us, a bunch of diehard lunatics, we all clearly know more than Josh Heupel. We obviously know more than Josh Heupel. So we want to put Nico in now. Let me tell you something. This channel, I love me some Joe Milton. It's going to change if something happens in the swamp. BVD?
Yeah.
I'm glad you jumped in here, buddy. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on today, Boogie. I would like to explain my tardiness, and by tardiness, I don't mean being late. You know how I am with technology. I didn't even know you sent the link to the community page. So, hey, I'm an idiot. What can I say?
You're a VIP. That's why you get special privileges, and I have to roll out the limo to your house.
Yeah, whatever.
Here you are. So come on.
Whatever. I get what Coach Jay is saying about gamers and practicers, because sadly, and I hope his dad is not watching right now, I'm afraid we may be having that same issue at my high school level. I don't know yet.
Well, if y'all could finish a game instead of lightning,
dude, we got
Good Lord.
a game that was scheduled for this Friday that's already been canceled, and now we can't find an opponent.
Are you?
It's hard
So
to
you're
deal
going
with
into
at
week
that
5, and you played 2 full games.
After week 5, we're probably going to be 2-0, because here's what I don't understand, and I'm sorry we got shifted to high school football, but this Nico
I'm
and
here
Joe
for it,
Milton talk
BVD.
is getting ridiculous. Thank you, Coach Jay.
I'm jumping on the Greenville bandwagon because they've been destroyed this year.
There was a lot of teams Friday night that had their game canceled because of lightning, right? Every one of those teams rescheduled the game for either Saturday morning or Sunday morning, except the two teams that's on Greenville's schedule for next Friday. They scheduled their game for Thursday, which means, Coach Jay, you can't play 2 high school games one day after the other. So we get screwed again. We don't have an opponent for Friday. So where is it you live, Coach Jay? Is it California?
So yeah, Southern California, San Gabriel Valley.
Is there anybody in San Gabriel Valley willing to travel to Greenville this Friday night to give us a damn game?
Hey, I'll
It's
put a team together.
ridiculous.
Do I have any eligibility left?
Hey, do something. Send the Pee-wees over here.
I know someone with a buy, but
The only
that's a
good
long
thing
trip
about
on
it-
short notice.
The only good thing about it is all 3 of these games that have been canceled were non-region games. So as long as we win every game in our region, we're still going to be fine for the playoffs.
I
But
feel
anyway,
I feel like it hurts you a little though, BVD, for the playoffs, because those high school kids, you need those games. You need the live
the 2
bullets.
games that have been canceled so far were our 2 toughest opponents.
Oh.
Alcoa, which you know all about Alcoa.
Yeah.
We were kicking their
Horseman.
asses, excuse my language. We were dominating them at the line of scrimmage, and then Lightning took it away from us.
What was the DB game? Weren't y'all tied?
14 all, yeah. We had that was a different type
both
of game.
Both of those games were on TV. I was trying to watch both.
I know, right?
We're
both on TV. No more TV games for us this year. That's it. I'm done.
Let me hit a couple of super chats real quick. Robbie S for 5. Appreciate that, brother. X Jones is out winning at life right now. You leave him be. I love X. Man, I think X got trial by fire. Like Dauber went through it at one point, and he was like, "Man, everybody in the chat hates me." And now I feel like X is dealing with welcome to social media with a channel that has 22,000 subscribers. Coach is just the man. Coach has already passed me by. They love him more than they love me.
I keep trying to tick everyone off, but you keep giving me the pass, guys.
No,
I don't know what I got to do.
They like you more than they do me. So
I don't know what I got to do.
Who is the person that goes by? They got after me last night in the comments.
My wife,
Mrs. Coach. I think it was Mrs. Coach.
She gave you a little crap.
Oh wow, really?
She gave me crap.
I got the back.
Yeah.
I got the backside story real quick. What is
happening?
Miss Coach J loves Dauber. Like she likes Dauber.
The
She's
only
a
one.
big Dauber fan. And
no,
I know, but like you were giving Dauber a little razz, and then she was like, "Everyone's ganging up on Dauber. I need to go defend him."
Oh my gosh! Nobody defends me, Coach. Where's my defense? On the day after
Dauber, and then
Boogie, I tried, man. I tried.
BVD, she was like, BVD, stop commenting. Maybe I messed up.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God, it's hilarious.
All I said was the first time around, I think I said, has Dauber finished his point yet? And this was like,
14
minutes
in.
When I
14
read
minutes
it on air, I laughed on it. I laughed at it. I did, BVD.
Yeah.
Honestly, BVD.
And then when he nodded out, when he fell asleep, everybody was giving him crap.
I mean this with all my heart. She gave me crap last night for giving Sports Talk Jay a little zinger. She gave me crap for that. She's protective over you and the whole community. So it seems like no matter who we razz, Miss Coach Jay is gonna protect you because you're volunteer faithful. Everybody,
the chat's going nuts.
Every Tennessee YouTube member, she'll give you crap if you're talking about them.
Bob, the only wrench in the chat is my blood. So
I got canceled on this channel. Shoot.
Nobody has a wrench other than me and my brother. That's the only 2 people with wrenches left on this channel. Super chat from Heath. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the $5. I'm going to the Florida game this weekend. I hope Joe hits those deep shots. Don't want to catch crap for no reason. Good luck in the swamp.
God, he's brave.
You may catch some crap. Dalton for 2
He'll hit the deep shot.
says I farted. Thank you for the $2. What is this? What is happening tonight? We are off the rails. BVD, let's get back. Let's get off
one bad game
football.
And we're all over the place.
Super chats to tell us that we farted. BVD, what are your thoughts coming out of the Austin P game?
I'm trying
I kind of want to just go right back into Nico Joe talk, but give me your thoughts.
Honestly, I'm trying to put my thoughts 100% on Florida, and excuse me, forget about this game because what is it Butch Jones used to say, and I hate to quote a Butchism out of all other things. The one thing the dude said that was right: snap and clear.
Wait, I thought he said this.
And you have to not lose the game before you can ever win the game.
I thought that was great advice.
Okay, Captain Obvious. That's true. You do. I guess that's true. But
I mean, he didn't lie.
He didn't. He didn't tell a lie.
No, he didn't.
And
3
I
points
think
in 8 quarters.
That
let's
explains
just
so much, though.
gosh.
How often he played not to lose instead of
Can
playing.
we chalk this game up?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that's
Yes.
so spot on.
Amen to that.
Can we chalk this game up to just being an anomaly and find out what
Yeah.
the real
Yes.
Tennessee team is this Saturday? Because
It's fair.
look how bad, and I know that this is not a reflection on Tennessee because it can't be. It's not physically possible. But man, there's some teams that played like crap this weekend. I mean, was it the weather? Was it the way the moon's positioned, or what? But I mean, a lot of top ranked teams played like crap this week. But the bottom line is we're 2-0, and
I mean,
if we go 10-2 this year in the regular season, I don't really think anybody's going to look back and say, "Yeah, but we played like crap against Austin P."
Right. No.
You
I
know?
don't even think if we go 9-3.
And hey, real quick, everyone, and you can just kind of nod your head or whatever. But is anyone in here changing their season prediction yet?
No.
After 2 games?
Nah.
No.
But I had a safety net, coach, at 9-3. I had a safety net.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking
I'm
9-3.
tempted to,
I'm
but
good.
I don't want to move quite yet.
Look at how many people were saying that this could be a year that we take a step back. Where are all those people?
I
now?
felt that way.
I mean, we
felt
did
that
lose a lot, so you would kind of
Yeah.
expect it.
Yeah.
But
so,
again,
I mean,
if Tennessee goes 8-4 this year and they do take a step back, Nico is coming. There is so much talent on this football team, right? Like
Exactly.
a lot of people were saying that the offense was going to take a step back, the defense was going to take a step forward. We're 2 weeks in. That kind of seems like the narrative is true.
Yeah.
trending that way.
I also kind of feel like last year we took 4 steps forward. So if we take 1 step back, we're still ahead of schedule. I know that's like
way
the
ahead.
I think that's one of the things, though, Coach Jay. I mean, first year went 7-5, and then the next year go 11.
I didn't think they would do that.
Nobody did.
Yeah, it was
Nobody.
And now, realistically, not realistically, but my guess for this year is 9-3.
Yeah.
So
It's mine too.
Technically, that's a step back, but we're still right on pace.
Well, I think last year, for what we're doing this year, is part of the problem. Our guys, especially Joe, is putting so much pressure on himself to repeat or do better than what we did last year. And all the talk about the vanilla offense, we've heard vanilla a gazillion times, but I mean, yes, it's vanilla, but at the same time, it just looks like they're not playing free. I think they're putting so much, especially, the guys that are trying to replace those top guys. Like, who would have thought Dante Thornton just be Mr. Butterfingers out there?
Joe.
I mean, they got to go out there and just play football. Put everything what we did last year behind. Yes, it was a great season, but you got to put that in behind and go play your game. Go play your season, not last season.
But how much does that concern you guys, though? If they're pressing and they're pushing, you got a big freaking game coming up in the swamp. 7:00 kick. It's going to be rowdy, boys. It's going to be rowdy. So if they're pushing, Top Rule,
they'll be
they're
more ready to play, I think, this upcoming Saturday than they were this past Saturday, though.
So is this week a blessing in disguise that we struggled? Is that going to be the narrative? Do you believe it, Seth?
That's one I'm riding on.
Do you believe it, though? Do you believe it? There's a difference.
Hey, Boogie, what does Jocko say, right?
Good.
Flat tire, good. Struggled against Austin P.
Lightning in the stands, good.
Lightning
Piece
in
of
the
humble pie,
stands,
good.
Seth the Ford got
Humble
struck
pie,
by
good.
lightning in Neyland, good. Seth's no longer here. X Factor's scared to be on the fan call-in show.
Loves Butch Jones, good.
Does Joe Milton really suck?
We need to make a Florida hype video of us just dropping nonsense and saying good after it. Just me and you, Coach, just like back and forth, just nonsense BS and saying good. The ultimate Tennessee Florida hype video. It's
Joe doesn't lose in Florida.
Good. Coming your way.
Classic Noah.
You sucked against Austin P. Good.
Is
X Factor
anybody-
didn't show up to work. Good. We're
Is
having
there a
way too
hurricane
much
coming?
fun.
Good.
Y'all gonna kill me.
You threw 72 passes behind the line of scrimmage. Good.
Is anybody in this room right now ready to just go ahead and say Joe Milton sucks and he's always going to suck at this level?
No,
not yet.
No.
That would take a few games in order to do
I
that.
have this weird theory because like Joe, when he came in after Hendon was hurt, he looked great. When he has somebody behind him that can play, he looks scared. Like I wonder if he's just sitting there worried about like he's in his own head.
I just think he doesn't know how to throw. What's the term? He doesn't know how to throw with touch. Everything's 900 miles an hour, whether it's a deep ball or a 20-yard crossing pattern, or even the fade to the corner. Even his fades to the corner are like rifle shots.
Anyone from back in the day remember Jim Everett, who played for the Rams? He was
Chris Everett.
Jim
Rome.
Yeah. He could throw a 90-yard pass, but couldn't throw a 10-yard pass. Yeah.
Exactly.
That may be what we're looking at with Joe. I mean,
who knows, right? Yeah. I'm gonna die on that hill, guys. That it just gets decided on an SEC field, not beforehand. And I think we all agree, so that's all good. I keep wanting to beat that in because there's some volunteer fans that already quit on them. And
stop it, Boogie! You're killing us.
Yes. That's awesome. Alabama Crimson Tide I haven't seen that. That's good, BVD.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite avatar right there.
Let me catch up on Super Chats. We got a bunch of them. James Michael for $2 says, we'll beat Florida. I hope you are right. Rashad Sanders drops $2. Doesn't say anything, just a tip in the tip jar. And then check out Paul Lindsay. Paul Lindsay drops $20. That is not cheap. Just $20. Says, here you guys go. Here's $20. I ain't got nothing to say. That is very generous, Paul. Appreciate that super chat. Dalton Beeson for $2. It's running down my leg, Boogie. What do I do? Seek help. Seek help is all I can tell you. Dalton Beeson drops another $2 and says, I'm in Walmart. SOS. I really want to drop the Tennessee Florida hype video with me and Coach. Maybe that's going to be something that I put him to work this week. I don't know. We're gonna wrap this thing up shortly. We're gonna go about 2 hours. We got about 9 minutes left. Who's not said anything recently? Noah, you've been quiet, and by quiet I mean everybody talks over you every time you try to speak. I love the aggressiveness from Seth earlier. He's like, I'm gonna talk, and y'all gonna freaking deal with it.
I've been trying.
That's a fan call-in show. You have to tell everybody else to shut up and just go. Noah,
but I also don't want to be rude either and be like, hey, can you shut up?
Just telling
you have to be rude. See, Gary's like, Noah's not going to talk. I'm going to talk. That's like, you got to cut people off and win your spot, Noah. But
you just got to speak louder than the person talking at the time. So just go for it, bro.
I was at the game, so like my voice is kind of raspy because I was yelling on every third down.
So yell at us, Noah. Tell us what are your thoughts going into Florida?
I mean, the defense. I'm not worried about the defense. They're gonna eat. They're gonna do their thing. It's Joe has to complete the short pass, and we got to see if he can connect on the long ball. But I mean, I don't see a reason why we go in there and lose. I mean, Austin Peay, like BVD said, that's an anomaly. You know, every good team. Like I saw somebody talking today, or I think Dauber said it last night, but like in the '98 season, we struggled against Syracuse. And we still won. And we still won a national championship. You know, good teams go through adversity. It's just how you respond to it. It's just how you respond.
Coach, Austin Peay is not Syracuse in 1997 either. That's the problem here.
Dude, did you hear me yell at Dauber yesterday when he compared, or not Dauber, Xavier, when he compared Alabama losing to Texas to the Austin Peay game?
That was funny.
I had to yell at him.
Actually.
Hold on. Bob King for $5. Appreciate that, brother.
Good.
SEC power rankings are out. Tennessee comes in at 3, Florida at 13. There's a reason. Let's end with this. There is a reason Tennessee is favored by 8.5 points. Flush this game down the toilet. Tennessee's favored for a reason.
Florida week. Yeah. Period. It's Florida week. It's not. We almost lost to Austin Peay week.
We got way more talent than Florida, and if they don't take care of it this year, when will we ever do it? I mean, this is the year.
Since when does that matter, Rocky Top?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I know,
look at history, man.
We gotta get
Gosh
on top
almighty.
somehow and get the streak going our way.
Yes, but we got to show up and play and let our talent just, go out and play. I mean, I
Joe's
know
gotta
I've
be
rolled the
Joe.
pressure thing, but go out and play and just have fun.
And when I made the video about Florida and whether they're imploding or not, and then looking down history, I'm like, look at all these coaches at Florida that sucked, and we never capitalized on it.
Because we had coaches that sucked even worse.
Yeah, you're right, BBD. You're right.
Mm-hmm. So I'll say this about Florida and Tennessee over the years, being a resident down here now and being a UT grad. We haven't had a coach until Josh that I feel like will pull a Spurrier and go for it on fourth down. Some of you older fans may remember the year that Florida went for it inside our 40 on fourth down. He threw a touchdown pass, and I believe it might have been Danny Warfel quarterbacking. I think Josh is the kind of coach that would do something like that. That's got a set, so to speak, enough to step up and go for it. Just let it all hang out and go for it. To these guys' points, I think we've had a lot of coaches over the years that just didn't. And Fulmer was one of them. He didn't have guts. He didn't have that. It's fourth down. We've got the weapons. Strap it up and let's go.
Very conservative.
Yeah. So I feel like Josh is that guy.
Yep. That's how I coach on NCAA. Hey, we got to wrap this thing up. We're almost 2 hours into it. Appreciate you guys kind of rolling through it with us. The commitment didn't go our way. That's fine. Fan calling show, one of my favorite shows. This is a fun one, man. I love the personalities, the aggressiveness. I love everybody bringing their opinions. I love this community. The chat's going nuts. They want a Tennessee, Florida hype video from me and Coach Jay. Going to take a little work. We're going to have to figure it out. I'm going to have to do some editing, get the music. I think maybe we can make that happen. So stay tuned for that. Tons of content coming your way this week. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., myself, Eric Kane will be in the house. BBD is going to join me at around 9:30. We're going to talk about this Austin Peay game. We're going to look ahead to Florida. Tuesday night, NCAA night. We'll play video games, drink booze, and act like idiots. It's always a good time. Wednesday at noon on BBD's channel. You guys make sure you go sub up BBD. Big Vol Daddy on YouTube. Myself, BBD Sports Talk Jay, going to be going live at 12 noon. I will post that link into my feed as well. So you guys will see that link. Tune in for that. Wednesday night, regular Wednesday show. Maybe we'll have a program guy on Wednesday. I don't know yet. I'm going to try my best. Friday, myself, Coach Jay will be in the house at 10 a.m. and maybe we'll have Ben McKee. I don't know. I'm going to put up all the bat signals. We'll see who shows up. Appreciate you guys, man. I love this community. I love the ball busting. I love Coach Jay yelling at me. I love Seth getting aggressive. I love all you guys coming on and
can I get aggressive, Boogie?
No.
Yeah, heck yeah.
No.
Damn.
I need you to shut up, BBD.
No, I'm not going to shut up. If you guys want to continue
BBD.
this discussion, if you want to continue this discussion, talk shit about Florida, hate on Billy, hate on Spurrier, hate on whoever you want, come on over to my channel in 20 minutes and we'll continue this.
Bro,
what a plug. What a plug.
What a plug.
Hey, you're the one that told me, Boogie, you're the one that told me to plug, so I'm plugging, dang.
Plug it, brother. Don't if you want more of this drunken nonsense, go to BBD's channel.
Without the drunken part.
Bro, I'm here for the drama and the hate. Let's go.
You guys go sub up BBD and continue this conversation on his channel. But for Coach Jay, for Seth, for Gary, who's too scared to be on camera, even though he's got a gorgeous face, for Eric, for Noah, for Rocky Top Rules, for Nelson, look at that beautiful mustache, for BBD, for Ben Gaylor. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. See, I'm searching for my outro right now, and when I find it, I will say the words, but I still don't see it.
Florida sucks.
Go Big
Orange.
Go Big Orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and dying.